Alrighty everyone, welcome back. We are now getting closer to the middle point of 2023, with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni about to announce further projects at this year's D23 event. We also have a lot of other things to look forward to. For example, we got Return of the Jedi getting re-released on April 28th. I don't know if you guys knew about this. I'm really trying to let everybody out there know that you can get a chance to see this movie again in theaters starting that day, so that's one great thing that followed Star Wars Celebration that came off as a big surprise. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, Daisy Ridley, she's been a lot more direct with the fans, even more than the usual because of her recent announcement for the Rey-centered Star Wars film that's going to focus on what is to be called the New Jedi Order era. It takes place after, of course, the events of Episode 9, roughly 15 years later. We also have a post-Episode 9 series coming together by Jon and Dave. That too will be bringing back Daisy Ridley 25 years later, roughly 10 years after the events of the Rey movie, to kind of just progress things in this post-sequel timeline. Now that brings us to what Daisy Ridley recently had to say in a recent interview when she was being pressed and really questioned about her involvement as Rey, Knight's involvement in the script, and exactly what's really coming along, but she recently had more words to say about the recent backlash from fans against the character of Rey returning into the Star Wars franchise. So let's get right into this, because we know a lot of fans have been very unhappy about this most recent announcement by Lucasfilm, and how she is kind of not dealing with it in the best way, but kind of just trying to cope with this overall situation, basically. So, anyways, with Disney and Lucasfilm now working on projects like the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew that have been going through rough productions, it's noted, however, that in a recent interview, actress Daisy Ridley went on to respond to the fans that were criticizing her return as Rey in an upcoming Star Wars movie, where she went on to state the following: "I just think many of those fans who keep criticizing my return need to shut it, haha. Just please stop, it's just a movie. If you don't want to see my character, there are going to be many other stories out there for fans to tune into. But this is what I was warned about by Lucasfilm when I first joined back in 2015, that you are never going to please everybody, and it seems like we are going through that phase again with these recent announcements for my involvement in this upcoming movie, which, by the way, it's a really great script. I mean, phenomenal. Fans really need to cool it down. I never understood how fans can get so bent out of shape over a character's return to the franchise. What did they think was going to happen? You can't really move ahead with films focusing on Anakin or Luke, so I guess that it left Lucasfilm with my character instead to expand." Now let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, I don't know what your stance is on Rey's return to the Star Wars franchise, but basically, the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is what Jon and Dave are putting together in their post-Episode 9 series that's going to reinvent Rey. They are giving her a complete redesign, a brand new backstory, a brand new bloodline, by making her both a Palpatine and a Kenobi and stuff like that. The Rey movie is going to be more or less centered on exactly how Rey was in the sequel trilogy films. So she's not going to have much of a difference, given that she was, just a little shy of 20 years old in Episode 9. She'll be around the age of 35 by the time we enter into the post-Episode 9 movie, this Rey-centered Star Wars film, whereas the Jon Favreau film, or the series I should say, is going to really make her far older. So, moving on to the next thing about all of this is that Daisy Ridley is putting it out there that she has been prepped and really even expected a backlash similar to what happened with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and stuff around those lines. Now, make no mistake, there's also a lot of Rey supporters out there as well. A lot of people out there, liked the character of Rey. So listen, and I say this with full honesty, Everybody is welcome here to express their opinions, positive or negative, below in the comments. Whether you like the character or dislike the character, that's fine. I, however, really felt the character only had good moments in short bursts in the sequels. She had moments in episodes 7 through 9. On a consistent basis, though, I felt like the character wasn't all that well written. It really needed a lot of work. But I digress. On to the next thing. So Daisy goes on to continue to state the following. It was never my intention to upset so many fans, but I immediately signed up for this role again the minute Lucasfilm gave me that phone call around 7 months ago, and I knew what I was getting into. I have also met up with John and Dave over something else that we are talking about. The whole nonsense of how my character is a Mary Sue and blah blah blah, I just try to brush that off, and I am beginning to hear this from fans again and again over social media. It's gone quite tiring having to deal with fans like this, to be honest, but with stress management, I just keep calm and move along my way onto my work and focus on what's best for the community. Mr. Knight is doing a great job putting this script together, and I just could not be more excited. Now, again, guys, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Knight is taking over the script. They are about 6 weeks away from completing the script. They want to begin filming by either the very end of 2023 or leading into the beginning of 2024. Kind of really trying to make it for that December 2025 release date. If you guys want my full opinion, I'm not quite sure if they're going to make that. That really all is dependent on how demanding this movie is going to be as far as special effects goes, or if it's going to be more of a small-scale Star Wars film where it's just focusing on characters in singular locations, stuff like that. But I digress further. Daisy Ridley fully states here that she knew what she was getting into. So Daisy knew that she was going to get some kind of backlash based on the character's return, which hence confirms that she was never fully confident in this character to begin with. Now, look, the main reason why so many fans have an issue with her, and let's be real here, let's be fully real, is that she never got the proper training that she deserved in The Last Jedi by Luke, and she was able to just do anything. You know, even Snoke, even pointed it out to Kylo Ren that one person that never picked up a lightsaber bested him in The Force Awakens, and I just thought that too was almost like a little bit of a narrative, telling us, the fans, directly that Rey could just do whatever she wants. But this is a very interesting thing, the fact that the movie is its own thing, then you got this John and Dave series, which, by the way, I think that's the one thing that I'm looking forward to more so, because they're going to be restructuring the character, where the character's going to be very different, almost like a brand new character. Again, she'll be like around 50 years old, give or take, right around that age frame. So, anyways, on top of all of this, we know that Daisy Ridley is heavily involved in this. She's going to be the main centered character of this story, and I would like to hear what you all have to say about Daisy's comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to